The first thing that I would suggest doing is to realize that your thoughts are impersonal. All thoughts are impersonal. Everything is impersonal. The TV that you hear in the room next door, the footsteps that you hear when someone's walking up the stairs, the birds that you hear singing, they're all impersonal to you. And this is a necessary step just to relieve yourselves of the need to listen and identify with them. And the problem is that what we do is we think we are thinking. We think that we're thinking a thought. We're not thinking a thought. I mean, we are thinking a thought in as much as the wind is winding. We're thinking a thought in as much as we are raining the clouds. You see? On one level, we're not thinking anything. On another level, we are thinking everything. You see? What we're going to do in the first step is to recognize this background in which thoughts take place. Because until we see that, we will be completely swept away by the tyranny of our thoughts. We will believe what they say, we'll identify with them, and we'll just go along with whatever the story is. So what we're going to do is just firstly recognize the background in which these thoughts take place. So I want you to try this. Take a thought right now. Take the thought wave. And I want you to recognize that in the experience of the word wave, there is simply this silence, thought, silence. The thought emerges from nothing and goes back into nothing. Let me ask you the question, where does the thought come from? It must take place somewhere. You are experiencing the thought, so it must be taking place somewhere. Go to that experience. What is it made of? Let me ask you this, what is the color of the thought? It obviously doesn't have a color. What is this? If it doesn't have a color, it can't have a size or a shape. If the thought doesn't have a color, a size, or a shape, that means it doesn't have a form. Can you hear the thought? Technically, no, you can't. The thought isn't a sound. You can only hear a sound. We know, however, that a sound is compressed air. We know that two objects come together, they contract, and they compress the air, and that's what we call a sound. So what's compressing in our mind that can possibly make the same experience as we would hear a sound when we think the word wave? Is contracted consciousness. Now realize that this space in which the thought takes place, it's pure consciousness. It's there before the thought arises, it's there after the thought disappears. It's all that's there throughout the experience too. So just have that experience in your mind for a moment. Wave. Can you render any other quality to the thought other than that you know it, you are aware of it? It has no other quality. It doesn't have a size, a shape, a form, or color. We can't touch it, taste it, feel it. We can't do any of these things with the thought. So how do we know it exists? Because the only way that we can ever render anything knowable is by some evidence of it existing. So tell me, where is the evidence that your thought exists? How can you prove it to yourself? You just simply know it. You can't say, well, I know the thought is there because I can touch it and it's here and you can bring it to yourself. You can't grab the thought and say, look, it's here, it's made of plastic. You can't do anything with it other than know it. So tell me, where would your thought have to be derived if its only existence appears in your knowing? The only proof you have of its existence is the fact that you know it. You can't even claim that it has any other quality. So why claim that your thoughts have any other quality other than awareness? You see, thoughts are made of pure awareness. They're like the flatline field waving within itself, contracting within itself, made of only pure knowing. Thoughts are not tyrants. Thoughts are just sounds that seem like a sound when we view it from a second point of view, but thoughts really are just made of pure awareness. They're made of meditation. So if you want to remove all thoughts, this is really going to be a pathway to remove all thoughts, just to see the non-existence of them. They're not these solid, dense things that take place that have all this meaning. We impose that meaning out of our own will. What is a thought really? Pure consciousness, pure meditation, pure being, pure reality. So try this, keep coming back to this. Do this until your thoughts are no longer a problem. If you'd like more guidance on this, I have a free community. Check it out. The link is in the description. Have a beautiful day, guys. Take care. Bye.